only a Cowboys legend, but a future Hall of Famer, Jason Witten.
Look at that.
Jason, we got to get right to business, man. I want to know about Jerry Jones.
No. This Jason Witten right here. First of all, you playing again next year? You look like you're ready, brother.
We're ex-teammates, man. You can't do it. You're supposed to take care of me on that. You know, we're just going to talk about Jerry and whatever that is.
Right. I remember going against this guy in practice, and y'all know me in Dallas. I wasn't worth a damn, right? And I had to see Jason Witten every single day, man.
And he showed you how you weren't worth a damn?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not true.
Started the retirement right there.
That's not true. You know you're a baller when you roll up to the facility for about, 3-4 months with no license tags on the back of your truck. You know what I mean? Hey, is that new? Nah, I just don't even need it. You know, so. Yeah, look, I think I've already been down that road of retiring once, so I know it's like when it's debatable if that was the right decision or not. But you know what? I think I want to be deliberate going through that process this time, because look, you have a lot of opportunities after this is done, but playing, it's short-lived, certainly at this point. So I think all signs are pointing towards that. Yeah, for sure.
My man.
Would you only play in Dallas, or would you consider playing anyplace else?
Yeah, I think, it's getting hot in here.
Your agent, please.
Look, I mean, you're somewhere 16 years. I mean, obviously there's a lot of sweat and equity there, but I think with a new coaching staff, you got to look at it and say, okay, all things are on the table potentially, I mean, it's hard for me to say that, but look, I'm not naive enough to think as well. Like, look, it's a new coach. They usually want to go young in those situations as they start their program. So, haven't got down that road. I had some great conversations with Jerry and Steven, been in constant communication with them, and even visited with Mike, had a good visit with him. So we got time before all that, but yeah, I think just keeping all things open.
All right, the beautiful thing about you having worked in the media, we don't have to throw you any softballs. We can come at you direct.
Let's do this.
Is Jerry Jones in the way of the Cowboys' success? Is he too much a part of the storyline and narrative? Is it too much Jerry?
No. I mean, it's all for the betterment of the team from the standpoint of the stage and the bright lights and what he creates there. I mean, he wants to win. I mean, he's going to be able to there'd be weeks go by that you didn't see him in there every day. I mean, it's not like he's in the coaches' meetings of asking, is that a run or a pass, or why aren't you getting into that RPO? I mean, that's not the way he does it. I mean, I think he's a great leader. He empowers his coaching staff. He has high expectations, as he should, as the owner and general manager. He includes himself in that process, when things don't go well or in the draft or anything like that. And as a coach, I think that's all you can ask for. You want the owner and general manager to be invested in what you're trying to build. So who cares if he has a press conference after the game, just because other owners don't do that? I mean, extremely loyal, bright, smart, and I take it as I was so lucky to play for him for that many years. I mean, I think he's just special in the entire family.
So you retire a year. You come back and play for the Cowboys, and I'm sure you're looking at the team like, this is the chance to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're in the locker room. What went wrong? What do you think was the reason the Cowboys weren't as successful as everybody thought they should be?
Yeah, there's no question we underperformed, I mean, and the problem was that continued to linger because the division was so bad this year that you kept having opportunities. You're sitting there, we lost 3 in a row, and we're 6-7, and you're saying we're only 1 game back behind the Eagles as you go down the home stretch. That you can play a long time, and you're never going to get an opportunity like that again, But I just think the bottom line was we lost 7 of those 8 games by 1 score. And that's the league. I mean, that's the NFL as a whole. But you got to find, if you're a good team and you're going to make it in the postseason, you find ways to win those type of games, and we just couldn't do it. But I think that roster is not only talented, but it's ready to compete for a championship right now. And didn't do it this year, but it's a great opportunity moving forward.
Yeah, the team underachieved, but not everybody on that roster underachieved, especially Dak Prescott. Had a career year, saw him out last night. Still no deal. What do you think is going on in the negotiations?
I just think it's just that negotiation, I mean, I think it's probably the finer details of it, but to me, I know that gets resolved, I mean, Jerry loves paying his own guys. Dak's done everything the right way since day one, not only on the field, but off the field as well. He wants to be there. I mean, I just think it's a matter of time before he gets one of those mega deals.
At what number? Media hat back on. What number is Dak Prescott?
I don't,
Stop that, Jason. I know you.
Market. Give me the market. What's the market?
33 is Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, 32 and a half.
35, 36 is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. Yeah, it's somewhere in there. Starts with a 3.
Oh,
It starts with a 3 for sure.
Have you run any of this by Jerry? Because I think Jerry, in my opinion, rightfully believes there's added value to being the Cowboys quarterback. And so maybe Dak should come down a hair because he plays for the Cowboys. Do you believe any of that?
You know, I don't have those conversations. You know, when I came back, it was like, look, Dak's a dear friend, and obviously love playing there for Jerry, but you don't get him, you know, I was just trying to get some first downs on 3rd and 7. But I'll say this. Nobody wants to pay their players more than Jerry Jones wants to pay and see his guys have success. So I've never seen that get in the way when he's negotiating deals, he and Steven.
All right, let me ask you this. What do the Cowboys need most from Mike McCarthy, their new head coach, that would be a difference maker from perhaps previous years?
Well, I think the first thing, just a veteran player would just say this, you know, honest, direct communication. When you come in there, all a player really wants is honesty, especially when there's going to be a lot of changes. Anytime a new coach comes in, he brings in his staff, his guys, new way of doing things. Practice is different. That's all fine. Just be honest with the message and what you want. Mike's done that in his time in Green Bay. I think he's a good guy. He's very detailed. He's got a good roster and a great opportunity. That's all you can ask for in that situation. So I think when you look at coaches, when they get fired, what changes when they go to the new opportunity? You know, just as a whole, this isn't about Mike. Just do you become just a repotted plant and, all right, we're going to get the same guys together and we're going to just do it better this time? Or do you take that year off and say, all right, here's things I struggled in, here's things I got to do better? And same thing for a player. I think you got to evaluate that and say, all right, these are things I got to do better going into next year. And if you don't have that confidence to be critical yourself, look, it's probably not going to end well, you know, and that's something I always try to do. And I think that's something Mike did from what I saw from afar. Is he used that year last year to get better.
Now, look, the way you're answering all these questions, the Cowboys' opportunity is still going to be available to you, man, because you're an ambassador as well as still a talent. But at your age, and you know that they always try to pick something to pull at and talk bad about a player, especially at your age with the birth certificate, what are you better at right now at this age that you can sell to another team?
Well, I think it's just, you know, knowing that all these games are tight, you know, and that's what these games come down to. You lean on that experience more today than you probably did it earlier and when we were playing together. And we'll watch this game on Sunday, and it's going to be tight. It's going to be like, why did that receiver break in when he probably was supposed to just hook in? And there's a feel to it. You were great at it, TJ. It's just like something in his head told him to do that, or when you're rushing. And so I think when you're in these tight games, you need experience and the fact that you know exactly what that person's going to do and that the stage isn't too big for him, more than you need a 4-5-5 tight end instead of a guy like me.
Reliability is what you're talking about. You're going to be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. Not all the young guys, that's not true.
Yeah, and I think the consistency to do that week in and week out, that's what allowed, and we were talking about earlier about the rules of the game changing in practice, but it's hard to develop players, especially at skilled positions, play at a high level.
Don't have a lot of time for this, and you don't have to give me the full answer, but for me, Jason Garrett going to the Giants within the division to be the offensive coordinator instead of sitting out, that says something. And you don't have to tell me what you think it says, but am I right for thinking that says something about how he feels about leaving the Cowboys, going to a divisional rival?
I don't know that that's accurate. You know, I just think he played there, probably has a good relationship. He went to college right outside there in Princeton. He looks at the talent and says, okay, it's a young quarterback and it's a running back that's special. Just looked at it as a good opportunity probably, you know, I mean, more than anything else. I mean, I haven't touched base with him on the details of why he took it, but I was happy for him. Certainly we had a lot of time together over the years, but, you know, I don't think it was a jab or something, if that's what you're getting at, to Dallas for taking that job. He just wants to coach more than anything else.
Tell us about the Courtyard Super Bowl sleepover. That's why you're here.
Yeah, they're the official hotel of the NFL, and partnered up with them. Pretty neat experience. They're going to allow the fans to have the opportunities. The lucky winner gets a chance to stay the night in a suite at the Super Bowl. So they get to bring their friends. A gal won it. She's a young doctor, San Francisco, and she invited 3 of her friends. So stay the night, have a good time, wake up. You're already there, ready to roll. So,
Jason, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you next season. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.
And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.